Alright, what's up everybody? It's Carlos Collects Comics and I'm back with another episode of Monday Hauls. I've got some really special stuff going on this week, including the first CGC unboxing from the last shipment that I just sent out. I can't wait to share it with you, so stay tuned. Alright, what's up everybody? I'm excited about the haul that I've got this week because it's got some of my favorite books, and at the very end of this video I'm going to be sharing 2 books that came back from my express tier submission for CGC. Now if you go back, I'll have a link below for my CGC submission video, and it shows that most of the 22 books that I sent. I did change out a couple, but I'm going to share the first 2 that got back. They arrived at CGC on August the 10th. They shipped out from CGC on August the 17th. So I can't wait to share that with you at the beginning, but let's get started with the new books that I just picked up from my 2 local comic shops. All right. One of them, there wasn't a whole bunch there this week, so I picked up Shazam number 2. This is the A cover. And then I picked up for my Alex Ross Timeless Variants little mini section, I picked up Falcon. Alright, so Shazam, like I think I shared last week, I read Shazam number 1, was pleasantly surprised, so I went ahead and picked up number 2. Can't wait to read it and check it out. I haven't read through all of my books yet, but I'm a fan of what they're doing with Shazam, especially tied to the other characters from the Teen Titans Academy. Tankers number 3. This has been here for a couple weeks. I'm not sure if I shared this already, but I'm still buying into Bad Idea. I think that they're doing a lot of things right, including the production quality of the books and the writing quality of most of the books. Tankers was definitely by far the bottom of my list for Bad Idea books, but you know, I was willing to stick with it and see where it goes. So I'm enjoying, you know, all of them, and they've got such a cool range of books that they're doing that I just really, you know, I'm willing to stick with them. The next pick, oh yeah, speaking of, I did pick up, I was part of the pre-order for the final 5, and the first of those is the Passive Aggressive trade. They did a surprise and released 2 different stories using the same cover. Whole States only received one of them. This is the Aggressive, but the neat thing was that when you pre-ordered for the final 5, you had to pay for all of them up front, and so I did that. You got a sticker. That sticker was then, when this came out, an email went out from Bad Idea, and you had a week to mail the sticker along with your information and a check for $7.99 to get the other version of this same book. So the cover's the same, and it's called Hero Trade Passive Aggressive, but there's an aggressive version and then there's a passive version. So my state, the state of Texas, got the aggressive version. So this is the one I got pre-order, like from my pre-order, but then I was able to mail in the sticker and I'll get a copy of the passive version with that, so it's tied in. So I thought that was a neat little promotional thing. These have shot up in value. You know, people are paying, I think, around $30 for them. But I just am liking all the stuff that Bad Idea is doing, and looking forward to seeing what their next iteration is going to be. They've said that Bad Idea will come to an end, but I think that's just like a marketing thing to showcase whatever's coming next for them, like whatever next iteration is. So I'm with it. I'm in it, and some great stories, some cool stuff. I can't wait to read this one. I've been holding off on this one to read because I actually want to. I think the 2 of them tie together if I've read the synopses correctly. So I want to actually get the other one in and read both of them back to back. So yeah, this was a cool pickup that I was very pleased with. Many of you know that I am picking up Radiant Black, which is a recommendation. It's still early enough to go ahead and get in on it. You know, there was a couple of issues around like 5 and 6 where the art was kind of a little, you know, the art's a little bit better now. But the story is mainly what's keeping me with it, and the introduction of new characters and the expansion of this world that they've put together, and all the different, all these different, I guess, the Radiant team, for lack of a better word, and the different ones that they're showing up, the different powers, and now there's a character that's trying to kill them like a common enemy. It's not quite what I thought it was going to be, so there's been some twists and turns along the way. So I'm continuing to pick them up. I'm picking up multiples. I've got 2 copies here. This is first print of 7A, and then I've got this is 7B here, and I picked up 2 copies of each because I like it. I think it's good. Department of Truth, number 12. I think this is it. Yeah, this is just the A cover. I've laid off of the variants on Something is Killing the Children, Department of Truth, and some of the others, because I think it's getting a little bit much, and I'm not going to chase variants. I'm not going to pay a lot of money for a ratio variant, especially after Variant Gate. And I never was a big fan of variants. I mean, I know there's some people who love them, and I will pick some up from time to time, but if I really like the artwork and I really like the book. But I'm mostly concerned with, as I've shared before, cover A's. I always bet on cover A's, and I don't think you can ever go wrong with a cover A. Once in future, well, because if the cover A, just this free tidbit, if the cover A can't go up in value on its own and it's reliant completely on a ratio variant to be the quote valuable thing for a comic, it's probably not a healthy or strong comic. There may be some who want to argue that point, and that's fine. We can do so in the comments. We can talk about it. But I just, over time, what I've seen is that if a cover A is not rising in value steadily, it doesn't matter what you're doing with ratios and exclusives and all that kind of stuff. It's just not a strong thing, and that it's better for the hobby if those titles get canceled and just fall away. Once in Future continues to be an interesting read, and it's entertaining. It's cool. There's a lot of cool stuff going on. The premise was neat, and they've done a lot with the premise. So mythological creatures in the modern day, and a battle against them. Hey, an undead King Arthur. I'm there. I'm with it. So that's on issue number 19. Boom Studios still killing it in the game with all the titles that they're releasing. 7 Swords, number 3. I've recommended this to people as a decent read with decent art. Above all, I like the concept. I've shared before. It's kind of like Alan Moore's League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, except with swashbucklers instead. And so yeah, it's been a good read. I'm glad I'm picking it up. Something is Killing the Children, number 19. Only the cover A this time. There's a couple of exclusives I'm checking out, but I'm really just focusing on reading and enjoying the story because massive print runs now in that comic because of the popularity. So I'm really focusing on the first issues and the first 15 issues. Knights of the Golden Sun, number 13. I am holding these to read until I can get a hold of the first set of these comics. Very intrigued by the Heavenly Battles concept. Another one of my recommendations, spotlight recommendations from last week, Bermuda, number 2. Again, I'm still getting caught up on picking up all my pull lists, and the artwork for this title is just fantastic. Bradshaw, it's so detailed. If nothing else, I highly recommend this for the artwork, but I think the story and the characters are great too. And the world that he's built, this kind of pirate, supernatural thing going on with monsters and everything, it's so detailed, the artwork, and then the story and the artwork just really flow together. So I can see why this has been a popular one, and a lot of people have pointed to it as there being something to watch with it. I'm 100% on board, and I think IDW really gets overlooked a lot of times. People are paying attention to Image, and they're paying attention to Boom Studios, but IDW is putting out some good stuff. they're not ones to, they're no slouch when it comes to comics. They know what they're doing, and I think they got a winner in Bermuda. So I'm with it. I'm recommending to you. It's only two issues in, so I recommend getting a hold of it and getting caught up on it. Last from my LCS pickups for this week, Rangers of the Divide #4. Now I think it was, I guess it would have been 4 months ago. I recommended this. This was like my spotlight pick. I wasn't calling it that then, but this would have been my spotlight pick. Doesn't look like there's really much of anything around it, but I just think it's a really neat concept, and it kind of reminds me of an old animated movie called Fern Gully from the 90s, that era of animation. It's kind of got this fantasy thing going, and I'm really, really intrigued by what happens in issue #4 when they introduce a common antagonist. So I'm recommending, these are probably very easy to find, so you could pick them up for cover price, issues 1 through 4, Rangers of the Divide. It's a good, solid book. The artwork hasn't stayed, I feel, as good, but it's a decent book to pick up. It's well worth it. Okay, so let's go with from my favorite Facebook claim seller, or from my favorite Facebook seller. He sent me a big box of comics, and I'm looking forward to sharing those right now with you. So let's go and start with, Who Let the Dogs Out right now, because I've got a ton of Stray Dogs books, including some, and then the freebies that he included. So let's go. Stray Dogs, this is I think the 4th print blank. I got a couple of copies of the blanks because I want to get these done with some artwork. For sure. Okay, so I got 2 copies of those. Got 1 copy of Stray Dogs #1, 3rd printing. I already had a copy, but I'm getting another. Then I've got, let's see, Stray Dogs #3. This is sorry, I started wearing reading glasses recently, and I'm too self-conscious to wear them on camera. So this is a later printing right here of Stray Dogs issue #3. I think it's like a 3rd printing or so. Got 2 copies of that. Got 2 copies of 3rd printing of #3. These homage covers featuring the dogs are amazing. They're awesome. I am a fan. Stray Dogs #2 here. Stray Dogs #2, the 3rd printing with another homage cover. Just fantastic. I picked up a couple of copies of this one. And then Stray Dogs #1. This is one of my favorite, and I'm not sure. I think this is a 4th printing, but they've got so much. No, 5th printing. This is a 5th printing from Bram Stoker's Dracula. This is awesome. The homage covers that they've got for these. #5. This is a 2nd printing of issue #5. Got 2 copies of that. Stray Dogs #4. This is the 4th printing of #4. I mean, you can't beat this thing with the dogs like this. Okay, so I've only picked up 1 copy from this Facebook seller because I already had a copy that I picked up in town. This is Stray Dogs #1. This is the 4th printing of #1. The Thing homage, movie poster homage. Just again, awesome. Then Stray Dogs #4. This is, I don't know if this is 3rd printing. 3rd printing of #4 here. And I don't know, this might be a ratio. I'm not sure, because I was only able to get 1 copy of this one. This one for sure is a 1:10 ratio for issue #5, and I think it's the 2nd printing. It's the Crow homage cover, which is just awesome. I really like that one. So those are all the Stray Dogs pickups. The rest of the pickups for New Comic Book Day from this seller. Nice House on the Lake, #1. Not sure which printing this is for this one. A variant for version variant for Radiant Black. I am picking these up. It's one of the few ones that I'm doing. Here's another variant. This is for Miles Morales Spider-Man #26. I think this is also a ratio. Yeah, like I said, I don't generally chase variants, but for some of the books that I really like, yeah, I will pick them up for the personal collection. Something is Killing the Children #17. And then because my copy, I think I shared that my copy of, I think this is 16, the version variant was the B cover was damaged, so I went ahead and picked up an extra. I don't think that cost more than cover price. Then I've got this one, a couple more Something is Killing the Children books that I went ahead and picked up. I think these are from a while back, because this was from more than one claim sale, so I got these two different books. And I've got those, again, like I said, I'm not going too heavy into the variants, but I'm grabbing those. And then freebies. I'm a big fan of freebies, as you know. So he sent me Orcs in Space, issue #1 and 2 from Oni Press. So this one looks kind of funny. I think I'll be looking forward to picking that one up. And then, this was a freebie. I didn't request this one. I sold off the ones I had because it was just a little bit much. But this is a variant, I think, for Red Room #2. So this one will be for sale in an affordable auction coming soon. But I do appreciate the freebie. If he happens to watch this one, I appreciate the freebies always. Not all of them I'm going to hold on to. The Lot #1 from Bad Idea. I didn't end up buying a copy of this, but it's awesome because I got a freebie, and that's even better than getting a hold of a hot book. So I've got that from Bad Idea. And then lastly, from my favorite Facebook claim sale guy is Sleigh Bells, the one shot. He also sent this as a freebie. So man, he's an awesome guy. But he asked that I not share who he is so that nobody gets upset about the freebies that I got that maybe others didn't. A couple more pickups that I'm excited about, and I'll share right now. This is a variant. As soon as I saw it, I've shared it on Instagram already. As soon as I saw it, I wanted to get it. Like I said, I generally don't chase variants, but this one was just awesome, and I had to have a copy of it. It is Miles Morales Spider-Man #29, the sneaker variant by Mike Mayhew. I did go ahead and because I like raw signed books, I did go ahead and get him to sign it. So he's got it signed there, and then he included a COA, which nobody cares about those anymore. But this book, I love the artwork. I know it's digital. I know it's photoreal. I know that a lot of purists would probably just turn their nose up at it, but it's an awesome looking cover. I mean, how can you not like this cover? And I know a lot of people went ahead and just picked it up. This was just a personal collection pickup. I didn't even do the trade dress and virgin set. I just wanted a copy of it, and I wanted it autographed by the artist, and it's a display, and it's for my personal collection. So that was a fun pickup that I got, just like that Snake Eyes homage cover, the Mike Zeck homage. And it's just one of those ones that when you see it, it's just so cool that you say, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and get it. It's not too much money, but I'm gonna go ahead and get it. Last of my regular pickups, this was from my boy Edwin. From the affordable auctions. This is Animax #1 and Animax #2. This is going into the 80s cartoon section of my personal collection. Excited to have those. Very pleased that I got them, and he gave them to me for a steal. So here it is. We are here for the last unboxing. This is the CGC. But let me just show. Yeah, I didn't show it. CGC books that came in. Alright. It was a lot better packed than this. It was a lot better packed than this, but I wanted to have a little bit of a reveal. I already knew about these because they post the grades, so I knew what the grades were, but I had shared about these, like I said in a previous video. So here we go. The first of the two books that came back, Something is Killing the Children, number 1, cover A, in a 9.8 white pages. Yep. Nice. Not bad for a book that I paid less than cover price for. So I think they're currently going for, the price is coming down, is settling down on them right now. It didn't get in quite fast enough for me to do anything with it, but I don't know that I want to sell it. I haven't decided if I want to sell it or not. Probably I will, but maybe not yet, because I don't want to take I basically don't want to sell it before it's too early. The second book, so this one is one that had originally gotten for the personal collection, and this was the most that I ever spent on a single comic book when I bought it, and I bought it in December of 2018. My wife and I used some of my money that I'd put together, and she, because the way we budget is we each have an allowance. And so she put a little bit in to make it a combined birthday and Christmas present for me. But it was the most expensive book that I'd bought. It was on the wall at my local comic shop. And it was on a short list of about 4 or 5 books that are that at the time were my immediate buys. That means that I knew at any given time, if I walked into my local comic shop and I saw one of these books, it was an immediate pickup, even if it meant doing layaway or something, but it was just an immediate pickup. And this was in, again, December of 2018, and it cost $400 plus tax. And at the time, that was the most I'd ever spent on an individual book. And I was, but I knew that this book was going to go up. So at the time when I bought it kind of earmarking it as about a 3.5, and that's pretty much the most I would have hoped that it would have gotten from CGC. But I did send it off to my presser. He gave it a cleaning and a press, and it came back as a 4.5. Giant Size X-Men number 1, 4.5, off-white to white pages. Take a second. Yeah, take a second. Yeah. So I'm very pleased to have this book back. It does have foxing on the front and the back. Not much I can do about it. And it's got some staining and some other stuff that he couldn't get out, but that is okay because it is Giant Size X-Men number 1. I know this is a grail book for many, and keep in mind that go on eBay and look up a CGC 4.5. You're not going to find one for $400. And I've told, and then I remember when this book hit $1,000, and like between $1,000 and $1,200, my wife and I talked about me selling it. And I said, she was like, sell it, let's sell it. I can't believe it's gone, it's tripled in price. I said, I don't know, I think it's going to go up because they're going to be coming to the MCU. And that was 6 months after I'd bought it. Now, coming up on December of 2021, 3 years later, super glad that I held on to it, super glad that I went ahead and submitted it under the Express tier. Like I said, 7 days there at CGC for the Express tier. For a book of that size, it's well worth it to, it's well worth it to go ahead and pay the extra money for that tier. So this has been my very special episode. I know it's a longer episode for a Monday haul video, but I hope it was worth it. I hope that you got some good recommendations, and I just want to invite you to like the video if you did like it. Leave a comment. Tell me what you thought of the pickups that I had. Tell me what you thought about the CGC submission. Feel free to ask questions about it. I'll probably make a video at some point in the near future about the CGC submission process, and I'll go through it more in detail. I just wanted to show this since this is mainly just an unboxing and haul show. Above all, consider subscribing to the channel. I've got some other cool videos coming up this Friday night at 10 p.m. It's already loaded and you can already see it scheduled there. It is going to be my top 10 picks for 1980s cartoon comics that you should be picking up right now. So make sure and come back on Friday for that. Turn the bell, the notifications on, so you'll get be able to know. I'm going to be doing a lot more top 10 videos about books that you should be picking up. I advise you go back and watch my top 11 independent titles that you should be picking up, because one by one they're popping off. And I called it a few months ago. I'm not bragging, just saying there's some really good picks there. And some of them you can still get for cover price. So go check it out. All right, hey, it's Carl's Collects Comics, and I've enjoyed chatting with you right now. I love getting to share about the hobby and my passion for it with you, especially during these Monday Hauls videos. So take care and have a great night. Talk to you later.